had known of her coming, for even without his wife in residence, a lady always at the forefront of the neighbourhood's gossip, his wife's sister and the other denizens of the neighbourhood kept them faithfully informed. Bennet might have thought nothing of the lady's coming had his second daughter not taken a fancy to the pretty widow and her only child, a daughter 6 years her junior. It ever after remained a mystery how he had gone from a widower, content with his daughters, to Longbourn Church only a year later, ready to pledge himself to another woman after thinking he would not marry again. That he had some affection for the woman that had not been based on primitive lust was a blessing. Bennet was forced to confess, if only to himself, that he had met the first Mrs. Bennet in the church for little more reason than that. His second daughter watched eagerly with her sisters, pleased to have a mother in her life again. And Bennet, though the courtship had been a whirlwind affair, once he had decided he wished to have her in his life forever, realized he was anticipating the benefits of again having a wife, though he hoped it would turn out better than his first marriage had. The identity of the lady, however, might come as a surprise to the unwary listener. For in this story, she is a woman of better temperament, one who could command the esteem of the girls she would take on as daughters. And thus our story begins in a familiar place, but with a major role filled by another character. "Mr. Bennet," said the man's wife to him one morning, "have you heard that Netherfield Park is to be let at last?" "I am brother to the town's solicitor," said Mr. Bennet with a lazy smile at his spouse, "as Phillips is nearly as much of a gossip as his wife. You can hardly suspect I would not know of this momentous piece of news." Lady Catherine Bennet returned her husband's smile. "Yes, I suppose you are correct. It is to my great surprise we did not learn of this bit of news from Mrs. Phillips, for we can usually count on her to dispense with everything she learns in the town with alacrity." Elizabeth shared a grin with her sisters. While they were fond of Mrs. Phillips, they all knew their new stepmother found Mrs. Phillips trying. While Mrs. Phillips had sometimes visited Longbourn daily when their mother was alive, and after her passing, her presence was not nearly so ubiquitous, since Lady Catherine had taken her position as Mr. Bennet's wife. "For her absence," said Mr. Bennet, proving he found Mrs. Phillips as difficult as his wife did, "we can all be grateful." "Then you know the gentleman's name is Bingley, do you not?" asked Lady Catherine, ignoring her husband's words about his late wife's sister. "That is what Phillips told me," replied her husband. "Mr. Bingley is a man from the north, or so I understand. A man whose fortune springs from the detested realm of trade." Mr. Bennet paused in some thought, and then shot his wife a devilish grin. "Had Maggie, God rest her soul, been with us, she would have insisted I visit Mr. Bingley, and I would have assured her I had no intention of doing so. Then, when I had visited him in secret, I would have enjoyed her protests of how we were not destined to know him, until I informed her that we could not keep up the acquaintance, now that I had introduced myself to him." Lady Catherine shook her head. Her exasperation, much like Elizabeth's mother, had shown frequently. "I hope you do not believe you can tease me the way you did her. It is at times like this that I wonder how she endured you for more than 15 years. And I consider all the years I must do the same." With a laugh, Mr. Bennet fixed an affectionate look on his lady. "No, I shall not sport with your intelligence by suggesting such a thing. You know I shall visit Mr. Bingley the same as I would anyone else who joined our neighbourhood. According to Phillips, the man is to arrive by Michaelmas, so I shall hurry there as soon after as I can contrive. So we are known to the Bingleys before Sir William can upstage us by claiming the first acquaintance." "Ah, but then you do not know the advantage we possess." Elizabeth fixed her stepmother with a quizzical look, wondering what knowledge Lady Catherine Bennet, the daughter of an earl, could have of a man such as Mr. Bingley. "Advantage?" asked Mr. Bennet. "Please illuminate me as to this advantage, my dear, for I was unaware you were acquainted."